Doug Mazeski.
Well, we're here to talk again about the Short Circuit Film Festival and the films we saw and the people we interviewed.
Yeah, it was a great episode last week, and I'm looking forward to watching these interviews this week.
Do you know what continues to amaze me as we've enjoyed that film festival is just how much some of these people are like 16 to 18 making a very good film with basically minimal resources and a lot of smarts and learning.
And a lot of patience, and because this took a long time to make some of their films, and
I'm just surprised at the quality, and and it's really inspirational. I look at it and say, like, wow, we have a little bigger budget with some of the stuff we do. Look what they're able to do with like a quarter of what we have.
we don't have much, believe me.
Well, we do have some chocolates left over from Christmas.
Anyway, it's November.
Well, so enjoy this episode and the interviews. So, tell us your name, and I understand you've done some writing and some producing and directing and acting. Tell us a little bit about yourself and your film.
So, hi everyone. My name is Lee Ross, and I'm a filmmaker and writer-producer out of Salida, Colorado.
Salida?
Yeah, up in the mountains, a couple hours from here. It's nice to be in the Springs, and nice to be in good company with the other films. I have a film here that's about 12 minutes long. It's called Permission, and Permission is the story of dealing with loss and grief around a miscarriage, using art and therapy and their dance to heal in a relationship and renew your lives. And it's great to be here.
Thank you. What's your next one?
Had a lot of hope in it.
The happy ending was something we added on, so to speak. The director wanted to have an uplifting end, and so I capitulated, and as a writer, I was able to add an ending that supported that.
At the very end there, it was an ultrasound shot. Was that twins in the room? Or
just a single one baby.
Just one baby, okay.
Yeah, and they're pregnant and they're dancing again, and it's nice to be out in the real world again with live in-person festival stuff. So really good to be here in the
What's
Springs.
your next project?
Right now I'm in post-production on another short that'll also be around 12 minutes, and that's with director Chris Anthony, who's out of Denver, and we had a really great production on that one. That's called Here in There.
Here and there.
In there.
Here and there, and where's that one going to be able to
That'll start the festival circuit in the new year.
in the New Year? Sweet.
Yeah.
When you do a film, you just are a writer. Are you surprised sometimes with the way the film looks when you watch it?
There's always surprises with how a project will turn out as the different pieces of the puzzle come together with your team. And this one with Permission, I was really happy with how it all ended up.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Lee, thank you so much for your time and speaking with us.
Yeah.
Do you have social media?
I took myself off of almost everything. If someone wants to watch some of my stuff on my YouTube channel, it's Lee Ross, ROSS, LeeRoss.net. LeeRoss.net, and you can see some of my other works and films that are on Amazon and other properties.
Beautiful.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Tell us your name and the film you just put up there that we just watched.
My name is Zach Eastman. I just put up the movie Leather Brown.
Leather Brown.
Yes.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Sweet. And what'd you like about it? How did it come out the way you wanted? Were you pretty pleased?
I am, yeah. I got to work with a Golden Age drama aesthetic, and I really appreciate the opportunity to kind of work with that, with the team that I did, and having the chance to kind of do that within the span of COVID and making sure everybody was safe. So it was an
No small
absolutely
feat.
wonderful. Yeah.
How many many different kinds of roles from the pre-production, production, and post-production did you do?
Producer, director, editor, caterer, like pretty much everything I could get could manage to control, letting everybody kind of handle their own departments. So.
And did you do the casting as well?
Yes, well, the collaborators that I worked with, the two actors, those were the ones that brought the project to me, so I didn't have to look far for it, which was very nice.
If you were going to make an up-and-coming, just getting into it, filmmaker a piece of advice that maybe they haven't even remotely considered yet, what would it be coming into the biz?
Take a break, relax.
Take a break, relax?
It's only a movie. You get to have fun with this, and you get to have the passion for this art and medium, but it is not worth your health. So take a break, relax, watch a movie, or go walk outside for 5 minutes. Definitely worth it.
I thought you made a comment, and correct me if I'm wrong, that you talked about you were directing the actors in a way that was really intense and exhausting and required a lot from them, and you needed to give them some time to recuperate. Is that you, or is that...
It's just that I understand what it is to have a drain on your mental health in any capacity. So I give people a chance to breathe. It gives me a chance to breathe as a human being, making sure that they're comfortable because they're the ones inhabiting a very tender environment. So you just want to make sure that everybody's in a comfortable spot.
Thank you for your time.
Yeah, of course, not a problem. Thank you guys so
What's your
much.
social media?
Yeah.
Do you have Instagram?
Oh, you can follow me at Ballyhoo Review. That's REVUE, where I do podcasting. You can check that out for some Golden Age Hollywood chat.
Wonderful film. All right, filmmakers, join me on stage. Nick and Sky, I don't think Rob is going to represent. Come on up. I know, right? You can text it out. All right, here we go. Could I fit any more films into this block? All right, so I'm going to pass the mic down. Tell everybody who you are and which film you were either in, associated with, produced, directed, all that stuff.
Sky Armenta, Thorns.
Nick Gatsby, Thorns.
J.D. Cole, Clean Sheet.
Brad Haig, Rising Sun.
Mike Maka was the inspiration behind Your Colorado Home.
Micah Grunewald's All the Way Home.
Jeff Carabella's All the Way Home.
Michael Bliss, Old School Musical. Tim Nickel, Old School Musical.
Daphne Sherman, Self-Help.
All right, another round of applause for that. So with that, I'm losing my mic. So tell me, so this was a film school project.
Yeah.
Tell me about what was the, well, was there an assignment or what was?
Yeah, this was homework. This was for production one over at Colorado Film School up in Aurora. So this was the first time I put my hands on a camera and nearly froze to death out there. Dad, I don't smoke anymore. But yeah, that was the first time I kind of interacted with a camera. We had to edit. It's like film boot camp. So yeah.
When you just said that, I looked at your dad and he's just staring like right at you like, what do you mean you don't smoke? That wasn't
Yeah.
fake? That
I can
wasn't.
feel his eyes.
Cool. All right. Probably one of the strangest films I've seen from Bliss Productions, but not strange compared to what other stuff I've seen Tim in. But so tell me a little bit about what was that about? Why the worst musical ever?
Well, after doing Hush Little Baby in a big production, I wanted to go back to the basics and just kind of go back to when I really loved filmmaking, and that was in high school. And I came up with the idea of because I sing to my dogs. So I'm like, Tim, do you want to do a musical? I texted him that, and I just started coming up with these songs, and I'd sing to Tim through text. He's like, yeah, that sounds a little weird. Let's see if we could do it. And so should we talk about the cut?
If you want to.
So there was a 16-minute cut, and I talked to Ralph, and he's like, Michael, this is really bad.
I said, Michael, good news. It is the worst musical ever. The bad news is, unless it's shorter, it won't fit into the festival.
So there is a longer cut, and I cut
Nobody
it down.
should see it.
So with that, then the hardest part, because this was me in the musical, and I had to cut myself out and my wife. So being the editor and director, you know, it is kind of hard to cut yourself out of it, but I feel like it went really well, and thank you, Ralph, and everybody here that we were able to premiere our shorter festival cut. You want to say anything?
So is there going to be a Cinnamon Part 2?
It's in the works.
All right. Micah, this is an interesting film, and until the end, I didn't realize, is this a promo for something, or is it, what came up first? Did they present this like, okay, we need this promo, or did you already have this idea in your head to do this short film?
I've been trying to find a way ever since film school to make money making films.
Okay.
And so I've started designing short films essentially that work as advertisements simultaneously.
Yeah.
So the concept needed to be something that I could cut into a 60-second promo that they could actually run as a commercial. But I also wanted to make kind of a longer form thing that I could just sort of live with. I really like living with the actors and spending time with them. And so then I kind of just let it breathe. And so it's funny to sort of see it as an experimental movie because I never really thought of it as one until today. And like, oh, it is kind of experimental.
Because it's nonverbal in that sense, you know, so I think it works in that, but it also works as a narrative. It could fit in anywhere, I think. But yeah, it's beautifully shot.
Thank you. One of the fun things with that was using only thrift store lenses. I have very small budgets, and a lesson for all filmmakers is just buy every single lens you see at every thrift store ever, because even if you spend $500 on 100 lenses and only one of them is one that you like, you just got a really good lens for $500.
Okay, so now do you want to chime in on your part of it, or?
Yeah, this is my composer.
I wrote music for it.
But the music's beautiful. Yeah. And you collaborate often.
Like, how did I approach you with music for the project?
This was a while ago. We've done so many projects since then. So
Yeah, so I was listening to a lot of kind of like lo-fi music, and I was like, it'd be really interesting to do a romance based to lo-fi. And then I passed it up to Jeff and was like, hey, can you do something like this? And then I sat and kept editing it, and then he sent me something, and he's like, hey, this is not at all what you asked for, but what do you think? And we both got into filmmaking because of Lord of the Rings, and there was a moment when the horns came in, and it reminded me so much of Lord of the Rings, and I just got chills.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, this is the right music. It's one of those times when you think you know what you want, but when someone is more talented at what they do, comes in and just says, no, this is what you actually want, and then you're just stoked and excited to be working with that person.
Great.
what he said.
Mike, this
Yes.
is actually, this music video was inspired by something you worked on very hard for a couple of years.
Yes, so my project, Colorado Springs Then and Now, my book, the intent was I asked Marcel to write a song for me for a slideshow that I was preparing for my exhibit at Library 21C, and she said, sure. And what they presented to me just blew me away. It was very emotional for me to hear the song, and what was interesting was that after I listened to it a couple times, it sounded like a song that I had heard my entire life. So I felt it was something that was meant to be. And then I encouraged them to do a video, and I'm just very pleased with what they did.
So what Mike did is with this book and with the gallery show that was touring here in Colorado Springs was he found all these vintage old photographs of Colorado Springs and then went to those locations and reshot what was there and how it changed. And it was just an amazing project.
Thank you.
So anyway, so that's his book. Copies are for sale and proceeds go to the Independent Film Center. No, but thank you so much for presenting that. And you really should look at this book. It's
Yes,
amazing.
I-
Like photographs.
Sample copy here if you'd like to
Yeah.
talk to me afterwards and take a look.
Yeah, it's a great project. Brad, third time you're up here on this stage this year. And again, another thing that you really work hard at is music videos. You've done several over the years that I've seen. I'm sure there are more that I haven't.
Yeah, actually, I was watching some of them, and they reminded me of things that I forgot that I've done for other people. I was like, "Where's that on YouTube? I gotta go find that."
Yeah.
So
This was a commission project, or?
no, this is actually a personal one because 8 years ago we did Jean-Claude Van Damme's Damn
Oh,
Band,
that's right. Yeah.
and a bunch of awesome musicians friends made the soundtrack inspired by it, and this song was like one of the top 3 of them, and I was like, that song needs a video. But it took forever to get the band. Well, actually, it was Ben, and his band is Rocket Surgeons, but only really he did the song for it. So it just took a while for him to get a concept, and then actually it filmed, and then finally, I think like 2019 or something, he said, "Dude, I'll just play it live, and you can come down to Lost Lake and shoot it." I was like, "Great, that's the video now." And then, I wanted something to break it up a little bit. And then Ryan Carroll, who's the Mayor Knob character, was like, dude, we should do like animation that tells a story that's going on in the song that he wrote. And I was like, cool, I'll do that.
Yeah.
And of course, that took me forever to animate. So, yeah.
Tell us about your project. How long did it take to do, and what was the starting and end point, and what was the journey like?
Yeah, so Clink Shoot was written by Sam, who was the man with the hammer in the video. He couldn't be here tonight, he's busy being an actor up in Denver. But we got the opportunity to film in the bar of a theater up there. And so we thought we would have all night to film it. We showed up and we were told we had about 2.5, 3 hours to do it.
Which is typical that happens to all of us filmmakers.
Yeah. So yeah, we set up, we cranked it all out, and then sound wasn't great, so I spent a ton of time working on editing that to get it presentable. Then yeah, here we are.
How did Rob present you to do the film Thorns? I guess we should explain to the audience that you both are a team. You're a team, and you work together. You're collaborating. You are a couple, but you aren't that character that you were portrayed in the film.
No. Rob could probably explain it better than I could, but he approached Nick first and asked if, because we're kind of a package deal, so he was like, can we have both of you? So we did that, and the shooting process was really fun. Rob is really good at what he does, so it was a good time. Even though I cried the whole time, it was still good.
Yeah, I talked to Rob today because we were talking about your crying abilities because you've done that in 2 films today.
Yes.
So if anybody needs a fantastic actress, here she is.
Thank you.
Nick, so how many things did you have to eat that day?
I don't know, like half a pound.
You did it well though. The thing about showing close-ups of people eating just kind of grosses me out. So
It grosses me out.
But that was what his intention was. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, is that nasty?
It's right now.
Spit it out.
Hi, Peter and Doug here from The Third Chair. We're looking for a win-win situation. We want to keep these videos put up on a weekly basis, and we want to help you succeed with your business adventure.
And we've brought up as a show a lot of important issues that people are interested in, and we brought up a lot of local actors and artists and bringing them forward, which helps them as well as our audience members in finding some of these things.
So there is an email on the screen. Send us a note if you're interested in knowing about some of our sponsorship packages. Is it Sky or Skype? I want to call you Skype.
My name's Sky Armenta.
So what do you go by then?
Sky.
Sky.
Yeah.
All right, we're here with Sky and Nick, both awesome actor, director, film producers. Tell us about the films you're involved with today. Let me start, ladies first. Sky.
So the first film I was involved with was called Mealtime. It's a short film that deals a lot with overcoming eating disorders and kind of deals with your self-worth and all that. So it's a bit of a drama. And then we're also starring in Horns Together, which is by Rob Lovick. And it was just a good time, yeah.
Do you work with Joe Blackburn Center much?
I haven't.
You haven't?
I have never worked with him.
Yeah, we've had him on our podcast a couple of days before. But I was just wondering if he's on the set either singing or acting. And which films are you in?
So I'm in Dolans, and then I shot and edited Mealtime.
So you shot and edited Mealtime as well. Also some great work. Really
Thank you.
Yeah.
Right now we're working on a feature film, so it's taking up most of our time.
Is this one that you've written yourself?
This one that Nick has written.
Nick has written? Awesome.
Yeah, I'm just the photographer, he's the
Oh,
director.
you made that comment about something on acid.
Pulp Fiction on acid.
Pulp Fiction on acid. So, do you have enough characters for your film? You got,
We're almost done editing.
Yeah,
He's
we're almost done.
We're almost done. Fantastic.
We're moving into sound mix soon.
And what would be the plan to distribute it internationally?
Yeah, I think we're gonna bring it to this festival circuit and see how that goes. Worst comes to worst, we'll try out streaming services, Amazon, all that good stuff.
So, so is it a little bit like thriller tendencies or horror tendencies, or how does that work? Slash?
I would call it like a goofy, cartoony comedy with gangster crime elements.
All right, so that sounds interesting. So when people laugh, are they going to go, oh, or are they going to laugh at it, or what's?
They're going to laugh for sure, I think. It's very goofy, very silly, and it doesn't take itself seriously at all.
Nice. And what do you think that, since that one's almost done, everyone's going to ask you, well, what's after that? Because I assume that you both are very productive in terms of
when the craft.
Yeah. We trade off, so it's Sky's turn next to make a film.
Okay.
And, I guess.
I have a short film in mind. I don't want to spill the beans yet.
No, you don't have to. That's
But we take turns, so he'll direct and write one, and then I'll direct and write one, and he'll film it, and then we just go off and back and forth.
Well, that's quite a partnership. Have you guys done a horror?
My last feature was a horror. It's more like a comedy horror style. Yeah, psychological with a lot of humor.
It's a silent film.
Yeah, it's also a silent film.
So you're trying to get a fight from what's his name, Charlie, whatever. Chaplin.
Yeah, it's almost like
style.
Chaplin's a huge influence. David Lynch, kind of like a mix of those two guys.
Yeah. Do you ever see yourself just like doing a good old-fashioned horror movie, just a regular horror movie?
Oh yeah.
Either supernatural
Like cliches and all?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You know, I mean, there's some great stuff with the old Dracula movies, or I don't know, Creature from the Black Lagoon or Blue Lagoon. Yeah, I mean, looking back, that's almost a comedy now. The costume was turned.
You just gotta use your imagination.
Right. Suspend your disbelief.
Now, what is your inspiration? Is it music or something you read that moves you or inspires you?
A lot of artwork inspires me. A lot of writing inspires me, like poetry and things like that. I get a lot of inspiration from movies, though, mostly. I think that's always a lot of filmmakers, though, that movies kind of inspire you to create your own work and
Sure.
stuff like
I mean,
that.
I sort of picture that maybe you sit with headphones and listen
You listen
to
to
Pink
a lot.
Floyd.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah.
You listen to a lot of Pink Floyd and a lot of Amy Winehouse in our home.
Uh-huh.
So there's a weird mix, but.
How about your music? What, any authors that move you or music besides Pink Floyd?
I mean, I like surrealist filmmakers like David Lynch. I kind of have a wide variety of influences as far as film goes. The film's definitely a huge influence. Music. I'm also music album covers. Like I'll look at. I've been inspired. Like my last feature film was inspired by a hip hop album cover called Big Fish Theory. And just the look of it inspired the look of my movie.
You're inspired a lot, right? 60s.
Yeah.
60s and the 90s.
Yeah.
Little different. Oh, mixed together.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that's like.
Oh, you'll see what we're talking about.
Wow, that sounds so fantastic. And so, will after you enter the circuits for the future you're finishing up, then will it eventually come out on YouTube?
Absolutely, yeah. Hopefully, hopefully it'll be at least on Amazon where we can make money off of it.
Oh yeah.
I need to also the buy and rent section of YouTube. That's what we're aiming for. Rather than just a free video.
Yeah, you want to make some money.
Exactly.
That would be nice.
Equipment costs money.
We put a tiny bit into it, so.
We'll pay to watch it.
Yeah, I'll buy a copy. Wow, you bet. I'll support you. Well, thank you both so much for your time. What's your social media?
Gats Menta Films.
Facebook.com. Yes, social. Okay, so yeah, we're on Facebook, Gats Menta Films, and
Instagram.
What
We have an
happens or
Yeah, it's the same thing on all social media. It's just Gats Menta, GATSMENTA.
Gas Menta.
yeah.
Oh.
Yes, Armenta Gatsby.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. That's Menta. That's Menta. I thought that could also double like for someone who's eating too many burritos or something.
I'm gonna use that from now on, actually.
That's an anesthesiologist that's eating too many burritos. Like that's Menta.
I will never forget this moment because of what you just said.
Beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. Well, I am humbled to think that maybe I gave you a smile and a touch of inspiration. And that is totally humbling. It really is. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Well, we're adding this segment to the show. We made a music video. The artist, Russian rapper.
Before COVID.
Before COVID. Peter Pavlenko.
Yes.
And the title
He was the singer. He wrote the song.
Yeah, Y Control.
Yeah.
He sang it in English. We were going to do another version of it in Russian or something, but then he lost contact with him. And so that was a really interesting experience making a music video.
And, we doubled the experience because we lost the data.
we had to film it twice.
So we filmed it twice. So
Yeah, by the time I got to go to edit, I plug in this SD card, and it's corrupted. Spent money on a whole program to try and recover it. Well, they enjoyed my money, but it didn't recover anything.
Well, we learned a valuable lesson there. Always back everything up.
Back up.
Yeah,
as much as you can. You can't have too much, and you can't back it up too much.
That's right. The other big lesson that we've learned with all the filming we've done is use a checklist. Because we've heard horror stories of people filming a show where they've filmed the breaks and turned off the cameras when they thought they were recording content.
So know when your camera's on is another important one.
Yeah, know when your camera's on, have a system to make sure it's on, and you can't either get enough footage or back it up enough.
And what confuses people with the camera is, especially, it's turned off on ours, but there's a red light on the front, so people automatically think red stop. So that means they think the camera is off. But the red light means the camera
is on,
is recording. So that's what confuses people, and how I think that the game show at the library, they get everything reversed. Probably has some really good footage of their breaks, though.
Yeah. I mean, speaking of the brakes, that's like you see the brake lights, the car is not moving. You see the red light on the camera is going. Yeah, there's that.
So don't mix up your driving and your filming.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
Especially when you're driving, because that might be dangerous.
When we agreed to make the music video, which was a rap video, which was really interesting, one thing I didn't know going in, and I sort of suspected, but the film the music had already been recorded, mixed, and mastered.
Yeah, that made it easier on us.
Yeah, I don't think, I don't know what people think, oh, you're going to make a music video. You're not in the process usually writing a song from scratch and engineering it and then adding the video to it. Usually the song has been done and the artist brings the song.
And we would play it while we were filming.
Over
and
over
Yeah, we
and
did
over again.
100 times, I'm sure, that day.
Yeah,
We
because
heard that song.
there's lip syncing by the artist when he's being filmed.
Right.
Because
and sometimes he kind of lightly sings it.
Yeah.
So not to interfere with
And
the
we-
filming, but
I think we had 8 or 9 different scenes, including one we did, 2 scenes we did down at Pikes Peak Library District. We did one on green screen that we made him look like he was in front of the crowd, and then we had him in the sound booth doing it as well. And just so I was always wondered if he was very tired of the song by the time we finished the video.
Sure. Yeah, and then, I've seen some music videos where basically there's 3 or 4 scenes and they're just cutting back to each one and sort of cycling through the song. We had quite a few more scenes in that.
I know
We had
Doug
some
did
outdoor
an
ones.
excellent job of editing that because I was really impressed when I saw it because it did go back and forth and and it kind of related to the song real well. And sometimes you see these long dances or something, and some of the videos, I thought they were fresher in the earlier days, and then they've kind of became repetitive, and I thought ours kind of caught that freshness in the early days of MTV.
Sure.
And we had Josh Pierce on there, and he was the alter ego to Peter's character, so we stuck him in that green suit.
Yeah, now that green suit was too small for me, but not
so
for
much
Josh.
But we were able to use
Yeah, you're about twice Josh's size.
Yeah. A green suit with the belly. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was a good character because I gave him a contrast because he's fighting his inner demons in the song.
Yeah.
And Josh played the inner demons.
Oh, and he had that really long hair and kind of beard.
He used it.
Sort of looked like the antithesis of Jesus.
And we gave him a little bit of makeup around the eyes. Donna, who does the voice for our show and was one of the artists that's been on our show, did his makeup and got him all set for that. But that was fun because we had to film that scene in the bathroom where we had Peter in the bathroom, and then we had to use special effects to remove him and have Josh in the mirror. So he's arguing with himself.
That turned out really well.
You
watch the film, you're like, oh, how did they do that?
My favorite scene of the whole thing, besides when it focused on me, was that, as an extra, it was when we had Josh in the green suit, and basically we took away all his body, and there was just his head sort of dancing around. That was like great.
And one of the things I liked is the house we filmed in had a little ditch in the back, and they went down there, and it was good. We got some good angles from up above, filming down there of them and on the ground down below, dancing and doing different things, and we had different places outside we put them.
And we had them on that bench where we started it, and they're just both there, and Josh was pulling off the crazy deranged, and Peter did a really good job of pulling off the person that's in anguish about trying to figure out his future and do the right thing, rather than following everything else.
And the everything else was being sucked into a bad culture. He was trying to
which we demonstrated.
Yeah, we had
parts of
drug dealers and knives and money and
who were the
people playing
drug dealers with knives and money in that video?
Guido and Luigi.
where we pulled those guys off.
Yeah.
That was kind of fun film because otherwise I was the cameraman. The hardest part for me is we had both Josh and Peter walking down a long hallway, and we were filming them as they're walking, and I had to walk backwards, and I had to walk backwards a lot of times that day, and then kind of time it right so that they walked by me and it looked natural. And I think we caught it enough times that Doug had some good film to use, because that was like, walking backwards. Am I gonna trip?
Yeah.
Because we had a lot of stuff in there, because we had wires and and people were living there, and
there were pizza boxes that we kept to move out of the way because Gareth, who lived there with Josh, ate a lot of pizza and generally didn't throw it away. And we were on, actually, the camera that's on me. That's when we first used this camera, and I didn't know how well it was going to work because we were using the wide-angle lens on it, and the wide-angle lens sometimes will have some light reflections that come with it. And I was going to take it all out, but it looked so good the way it followed Peter and just had him just slightly out of focus during a part of it, and that wound up working very well.
Because he's not totally focused, and can he fight the evil, the temptations around him?
Now, it was a relatively low budget film. Sometimes people say, but we had a camera, we had the editing equipment. A lot of times you watch these films on YouTube that talk about how to make a low budget music video, but the people have $10,000 worth of equipment. They just get the actors to do it for free, and that's what they mean by low budget.
We took them to Hoo Ha.
Yeah,
I
think we were Mexican that time.
No, it was Hoo Ha.
Hoo Ha, and then we also did a little run to Fast Freddy's.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So we fed them well,
and fed them a couple of times, but then Peter, we were kind of doing a favor too, because we were swapping, because he gave us an opportunity to learn and do something like that, but he also was wanting a film, and he had picked that song, to do a video, and we studied the song, beforehand, and we came up with ideas, and he came up with ideas, and it was really a good collaboration of music and video, because we threw ideas out, and we didn't really reject any idea. We just filmed,
Yeah, I think the only idea that was rejected is that I was not allowed to dance like John Travolta in the movie.
That was, but between our producer and Peter, that was pretty much a unanimous decision.
Yeah, I think we put that in the company charter for Two Men and a Duck Entertainment.
Yeah. And so it was a great experience to make. And,
fun.
We learned a lot of
work.
A lot of work, yeah, surprisingly a lot of work.
Yeah. But because, we spent like, 7-8 hours of productive time.
And that's not including going up to the studio and doing the other portion of it.
For 3 minutes of a song, but when you watched the video, it was like, oh, this was worth it. Even though it's 3 or 4 minutes long.
What always surprises me is just like how much equipment there is to haul around. And all the extension cords and all the sound equipment, and I'm just really grateful that our producer carries most of that.
We've gotten a lot better about it. We've tightened it up more, but this was a good experience for us. So why don't we show everybody the music video "Why Control"? For those of our audience that don't really like language, we will tell you this it's a rap video, has a great story.
There's some swearing in it.
There is some swearing in it.
Not as much as a lot of them, but there is some.
Right. So we didn't bleep any of that out, so cover your ears during those parts maybe.
And this would be a good time to remove children from the room as well.
Right. So enjoy Why Control.
Shut the fuck up, Clyde! fuck is with my bros, yeah. Whoa, 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 hey. What the fuck is with my bros, yeah. Hey. I know where I go, things happen by chance. Even a rich fool knows now I can blow my cash like it's a paper boat. Running the track, also running my mental. These people can't even make a single, giving advice with all their egos and hopping deep down to show something evil. But you can't touch me cause I'm rushing to the jackpot of fool's gold. All it takes is a risk to make it in this world, and you know we swirl when we high off the shrooms, eh. Got the girl down on her knees, but I know that's not what I'm about to do, cause I can think of other shit to do than waste my time with you, yeah. Like jumping in the coop once I'm rich off the dough. Gotta work and make it show. I already play shows. Like jumping in the coop once I'm rich off the dough. Gotta work and make it show. I already play shows, yeah. Why are you trying to control shit? Why are you trying to be happy, man? Why are you trying to be angry, fam? Why are you trying to look back, man? I had this attitude that made you the man. Why are you tweaking, fam? You know I'm just at it, man. You know I've been rapping hard, fam. Why are you trying to control shit? Why are you trying to be happy, man? Why are you trying to be angry, fam? Why are you trying to look back, man? I had this attitude that made you the man. Why are you tweaking, fam? You know I'm just at it, man. You know I've been rapping hard, fam. Know I've been rapping hard, fam. Know I've been rapping hard, fam. What the fuck is with my bros?
Hi, I'm Peter from Pikes Peak Recovery Coaching, and as you know, I do help people with drug and alcohol recovery issues. I love to help people get better, but I also offer a variety of other services, including regular life coaching services. I've helped several people write and finish a book. I've helped a doctor that was in medical school graduate and then get into a residency. And I also actually have quite a background in mathematics, and I do some math tutoring for the GED as well as the ASVAB for those that are thinking about a career in the military. So my contact information is on the screen. Please send me an email or a text, and we can talk about some of these services and how I can help. That's Peter Grigg at Pikes Peak Recovery Coaching. Well,
those were two great episodes, weren't they, Peter?
Yes, great interviews. I'm inspired, Doug. I'm inspired, yes.
These people, you're going to make a great short to be in next year's festival?
I think so. Maybe we'll do it on the inner workings of Two Men and a Duck Entertainment. But anyways, great job.
That better not put the last one in the evening. It might put people to sleep before they have to go home.
Well, maybe we could have something exciting happen, like the producer shooting his bow in the studio or something.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Anyways, thanks for watching.
I'll be hiding behind you.
This wraps up our interviews and comments about the Short Circuit Film Festival. I think it's an annual festival.
Yes.
And so people should think about, and I think it's usually in October.
Yes, I believe it is. And they even ran it during COVID.
Uh-huh.
They had to do it online, but
yeah,
they did run it during the COVID year. So,
but I enjoyed like getting out and actually being in there with the crowd. It was good.
It was a lot of fun.
Anyways, follow up on some of these producers, actors, directors, writers, and see what they're up to next. A lot of them are on Instagram and easy to find.
This is